The views, takes and opinions expressed on this show are of the host's own and do not represent the views, takes and opinions of the BUNK Collective and its affiliates. Material and sources mentioned in this episode is for general and commentary purposes only. This episode might include strong language and may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Stay safe and stay wrestle everyone. Welcome to the main event, Mark.
Ayun nga, welcome to the Main Event Mark Podcast, the BUNK Collective's wrestling podcast. Here on Facebook, sa YouTube, and syempre on your favorite podcast platforms. So, of course, pasensya na kung medyo na late yung release ng episode na ito, pero hindi pa naman siya delay kasi sa Sunday pa ang Royal Rumble. So, we're going to do our Royal Rumble 2024 predictions on today's episode of the podcast. So, today it's episode number 199. And on Monday, we are going to release the episode number 200. So, napakalaking prestigious episode ito. Kasi Royal Rumble episode siya plus episode 200. So that will be a prestigious episode for me. And napakalaking milestone ito. Kasi yung itong podcast na to as MTA show, napakalaki po ng jump nito. Hindi ko ma-imagine how this podcast went out. And napakalaki talaga ng revolution na nangyari throughout this whole process. Sa loob ng 4 na taon na tayo nandito sa show. And then everything was processed really well at napaka-grateful ko kasi kasama ko kayo on this whole journey of this show. Kaya sobrang importante at napaka-grateful ko sa inyong lahat na naging part kayo ng journey na to sa show. And kung wala kayo, syempre wala rin ako. Napakalaki pong importante nga to. Also, anniversary ng Joshi Jam nung mga nakaraang araw. So, 10 years na ang Joshi Jam. 10 years na rin ang ating mga kaibigan from Wrestling Podcast. So, una ko silang na-discover in 2016. Ayan. So, actually, ang una ko na-discover was the Wrestling Cuts, hindi yung podcast. So, di ko pa alam yung podcast na yan. So, na-discover ko sila 2016 sa Fox. So, nung time na nag-air pa ng wrestling sa Fox, then, yun nga, 2017, I discovered the show. 2019, medyo nag-uumpisa na rin ako mag-discover ng ibang shows. So, na-discover ko yung MEMWF, na-discover ko yung K-Fib Cafe. And 2020, we introduced the Main Event Mark, formerly known as MTA Show. 2023 was the 3rd anniversary of this show. And 2024 will be the 4th one. And sobrang laki po ng grateful ko. Sobrang grateful ako on what I have. Sobrang grateful ako sa mga taong ito. Without them, hindi nila ma-revolutionize yung wrestling that we have right now and the scene that we have right now. And kung hindi ko napanood o napakinggan yung mga unang host ng Wrestling Gods at ng Smart Gilas Pilipinas or Wrestling, siguro hindi rin ako makapag-start dito. Wala akong platform na meron ngayon. So, kumbaga, sobrang saludo. Yung revolution that we have right now, utang na loob ko po yan sa mga yan. So, I have my big respects to those guys, especially Stan and Ro, for bringing them or bringing this show to the higher heights. And now, 4 years later, one of the best shows that we have and wrestling is now on their 10th year. So, sobrang grateful po ako that they have and we have wrestling podcast in our waves. Yan lang naman. So, sobrang grateful ako na nandyan sila, nandyan din kayo. And also, grateful din ako kasi ang daming sumusuporta dito like si BUNK, Since day one, BUNK Collective supported us here on the show. Yuki. Nag-chat si Yuki in 2020 na gusto niyang mag-guest sa show. De-decline ko siya. Then, 2 years later, he is producing the show. And until now, he is still producing the show. Sobrang grateful ako kay Yuki for saving the show. Kaya maraming salamat, thus, Yuki, for trusting me and trusting the show really well. And all of this process won't work because of the BUNK Collective family. Kaya napakalaki po ng utang na loob ko din with the BUNK family that we have right now. Yun lang naman. So, we're going to start now with this whole podcast right now that we have. So, napakalaki po ng discussion, no? Napakalaking discussion ng ating pag-uusapan. So, we're going to discuss the Royal Rumble. Pag-usapan din natin ng konti yung kay Kevin Patrick. So, he was released just few hours ago. Then, Vince McMahon. Umuusok na naman yung pangalan ni Vince. Vince McMahon. So, meron na naman pong allegations and evidences na lumalabas about Vince McMahon sa kanya pong sexual allegations. Sunod-sunod na naman po lumalabas sa X at sa internet. Sunod-sunod na rin po yan. Nagputukan. At coincidentally, lahat sila nagputukan just days after of the announcement of the deal that we have in Netflix. Na napakalaki po, $5 billion po itong deal with Netflix na tatagal po ng 10 taon. Sunod-sunod ito eh. So, si Vince McMahon ay pumutok na naman po ang kanyang butchi. Pero hindi muna natin siya pag-uusapan ng banayad, no? Hindi ko muna siya pag-uusapan ng mahaba kasi mahaba rin ang pag-uusapan natin kay Kevin Patrick. So, doon tayo magpo-focus kay KP. Ayan, sorry, nagagalaw ko yung mic ko. Ayan, nagagalaw ko. And apparently, ayan. If you think that's better now, that's good. Okay. Yung mga bagay-bagay lang naman na nangyayari right now with KP. So, ito na nga. Ito. Ang balita ngayon, Kevin Patrick was removed out of the commentary table. Yun lang ang balita, no? So, that's the only news that we got last Monday. So last Monday, they decided to remove Kevin Patrick from the commentary team of SmackDown. And then, it was reported that Michael Cole will temporarily replace Kevin Patrick habang dinedetermine pa who will replace him permanently. So we found out just today, actually, na found out natin that Kevin Patrick was released from the company, WWE. That's a big news to address. And wow, I was expecting lang na i-demote lang siya as a ring announcer or maybe as a backstage comment correspondent. Pero hindi. Nirelease nila altogether. And ako, sa akin lang naman, hindi ako happy na nirelease siya. He is bad. Yes, sure ako dyan. He is a bad commentator. But hindi siya bad correspondent. At lalong hindi siya bad worker. No? Para lang transparent sa inyo. Magaling si Kevin Patrick. Kevin Patrick knows the formula of being a commentator. Alam mo yung problema niya? He is good. Hindi lang bagay sa kanya ang wrestling. Yung boses niya, hindi bagay sa wrestling. Ako na nagsasabi sa kanya. I really love Kevin Patrick. Kevin Patrick is funny. Yung podcast sa After the Bell, it works with him. I didn't like the idea at first, but it works. See? That's working on him. And now, suddenly, solo na naman ni Corey Graves yung After the Bell. And that's interesting. And that's sad too. Sobrang sakit. Kasi the idea of removing Kevin Patrick on the table, akala ko yun lang yung idea. Eventually, they decided to remove him altogether from the company. So, saan nga ba siya pupunta from here? So, commentator siya outside of WWE. So, yun yung balita. So, he might land there or he might stay there. So, actually, good naman ako doon kasi meron siyang endeavor outside of WWE. Pero I wish he can return to wrestling down the road. I really love him. Sobrang bait din ni Kipi. Pero hindi talaga siya suit sa commentator table. Lalo na pamalit kay Michael Cole. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Hindi siya capable to replace Michael Cole. If there's one person who can replace Michael Cole as the face of the commentary team, that's Vic Joseph. Yung meron sila ngayon, that's Vic Joseph. Eh problema, Vic Joseph is in NXT. Yung gusto ko pang name na wala na sa WWE ngayon, that's Tom Hanipan. Tom Hanipan, really good commentator too. See? Pero ang problema ngayon, well, hindi talaga shoot si Kevin Patrick. That was solid as hell. Yun ang problema. Pero regarding on that, I'm really happy on what he has. Eh, totoo naman eh. Hindi naman talaga bagay sa kanya. Hindi naman talaga bagay kay KP yun eh. Magpakatotoo na tayo. Hindi bagay kay Kevin Patrick yung maging main guy doon sa table. Because, hindi talaga. Mag-agree na tayo doon. There's few things that we have to agree with. That's one of the factors. Kevin Patrick is a fun guy. I can agree with that. Sobrang ano nun eh. Totoo naman eh. Paano mo ngayon sasabihin sa mga fans na ito, hindi naman ako komportable dito. Hindi. Kevin Patrick actually okay naman siya sa totoo lang. Okay na okay siya. He works as a ring announcer. He works as a correspondent at a color commentator. Pero ring announcer or commentator? Main commentator? I can't believe it. When they replaced Adnan Burke, si Adnan Burke, hindi ko rin siya gusto. Pero hindi rin siya nag-work. Sino ba yung isa? Boy. I was thinking one more name. Yun talaga. Kahit papano, nag-grow siya sa akin. Wait. I was thinking about that guy. But, he's working. He's fine with me. Okay siya sa akin. Pero si KP talaga, hindi ako komportable with KP on the table. Pero, on the other sidelines, like yung interviews, mas okay siya dun. He works there. Mas komportable siya pati doon sa position na yon. WWE is clearly trying hard to process or to proceed with the idea of replacing Michael Cole in the near future. The problem here is it doesn't work that easily. Lalo't wala namang ibang matinong commentator sa main roster. Ang problema, Byron Saxton is on NXT. He's on main event. Capable siya. Yes. Absolutely. Anong problema? Hindi na nalalagay. Tunay yun. Huwag kayo magtunay sa akin. Tunay yun. He is capable, he is good. Either way. I really love his work. I really love Byron Saxton. Did you see the last PLE na siya na yung nag-announce? That was good. Either way. See? That's how it goes. And to see Kevin Patrick leaving the company is just sad for me. Sobrang sakit. Sobrang nakaka-upset din to the point na, huh? He's leaving the company? Seryoso? Hindi rin ako makapaniwala. You guys, you know the rest. Let us know what you think on the release ni Kevin Patrick. Ako talaga sobrang na-upset ako. Ewan ko sa iba sa inyo kung iba yung timpla nyo kay Kevin Patrick. Ako, may side ako na masaya ako kasi wala siya sa table. May side din ako na sobrang lungkot ko. Kasi yung position niya naman sa table, hindi talaga nag-work sa kanya. Pero yung ibang roles like the backstage role, it works on him. Clearly. It proved Diba? Oh, mag-work din siya. Oh, raw talk. Merong raw talk. Yung sa SmackDown na pang tapos nila. It works din. Pre-show, it works. But why? See? That's the difference. But eventually, we wish Kevin Patrick on his future endeavors. And I'm really sad to hear that he is leaving the company or he was removed from the company. I hope some companies can capitalize on him. Maybe TNA, maybe AEW, or eventually he can return to his former home sa football, sa MLB. Yes, MLB siya as far as I know. But ayun, I'm really wishing him all of the best and I hope that bumalik siya sa wrestling. I swear, I really love his role in wrestling talaga. No? So, yan lang naman. Ako, pag-usapan natin down the road yung mga balita na nangyari sa loob ng isang linggo. Kasama na yung sa Netflix. Kung na-miss nyo yung balita sa Netflix, pag-uusapan natin yung lahat on this second half of the show. For now, we're just going to take a short break. Let's check our bunkmates here on Bunk Collect.
Annyeong, we are One to Sarang.
Your next favorite Hallyu podcast.
We talk K-drama. Ang daming kilig every time we
God.
K-drama.
We also talk K-pop.
Yung feeling ko sa 17 na they bring me so much happiness.
And we live to entertain.
What you gonna do when Tiki steak in front of
Check us out now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Also on YouTube. Join us sa tawanan at kwentuhan from One to Sarang.
Sales, profit, and engagement na naman ang usapan. Hey guys, Matt and Lance here. Corporate guys rin kami at pagod na rin kami sa ganyang usapang office. Ibahin naman natin ang mga kausap natin. Listen to guests from careers beyond the corporate scene with the Project Offbeat Career Podcast. Imagine talking to historians, gamers, teachers, and the like on how they live differently and succeed in their unconventional careers. Baka sakali, ito naman ang sign to pursue your passions. Kita-kits sa Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube.
Ayun. So, welcome back to the podcast. So, if you're listening to this Main Event Park podcast, I hope you can support this show as well on Patreon, patreon.com/MEMWrestlingPod and on social media at MEMWrestlingPod. So, yun lang naman. So, let's continue. Ayun lang naman. So, na-miss nyo yung report ni CNBC. So, yes, it was reported just a few days ago that Netflix is now the home of the WWE here in the United States, sa Canada, sa United Kingdom, and sa Latin America. So, again, ulitin lang natin yung balita about it. So, Netflix will become the home of WWE RAW beginning in 2025. So it was announced that it will leave Raw sa kanyang linear television network, which is USA Network. And it will now go stream mainly. So, beginning in January 2025, Netflix will be the exclusive new home of Raw in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and Latin America, among other territories, with additional countries and regions will be added over time. Likewise, as part of the agreement, Netflix will be also become the home of the WWE Network, and also it will include some shows and specials outside the United States as available, including Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, as well as the company's premium live events including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble. Additionally, yung mga documentaries, original series, forthcoming projects will be also available on Netflix starting in 2025. So with that news in mind, ang sabihin ko lang sa inyo, sabihan ko lang kayo ng matino about this. Netflix, wait, medyo nag-jinx ako. So Netflix will be the home of WWE, not in the Philippines, hindi dito. It will be the home of Raw sa States, sa Canada, sa UK, at saka sa Latin America countries. So yun lang, hindi po kasama ang Pilipinas. Ang Pilipinas po, ang ating broadcasters ay si Top DMV. So they are the home of the WWE here in the Philippines. And currently, doon po talaga mag-i-stay yung Raw, SmackDown, at NXT. So unless there will be some announcements to make, doon po talaga ang ating broadcaster. So kung ang magiging announcement ni Netflix or ni WWE, Philippines po ay kasama na sa Raw. So Raw lang po ang nasa Netflix natin. Then SmackDown, NXT, it will stay on Blast TV. So yun nga, like what I said on that previous episode, so masaya ako with this deal with Netflix and WWE. Kasi baka magkaroon na din ng kasagutan na kung bakit nga ba minove yung WWE Network sa Disney Plus. So, ginawa tayong experiment, kumbaga, sa deal na to ni Netflix tsaka ni WWE. So, as much as I really like the idea of having this WWE Network deal outside of the WWE Network, it's fine because they can explore or they can save money too. Na hindi nila kailangan gumawa ng streaming service, no? O hindi nila kakailanganin yung streaming service, which is Disney Plus in the Philippines. So, ang problema ngayon, like what I said as well on that previous episode on the show, medyo may loopholes na kung Netflix gets the rights of Raw or of the WWE Network, paano ngayon yung mga currently streaming deals na meron si WWE? Dami nun eh. That's a lot of streaming deals na meron si WWE ngayon, no? So kung susumahin mabuti, that's a lot of streaming factors or streaming deal. Yes, it will be dissolved by January of 2025. So buong WWE Network po ay mawawala na. Yun po yung update sa atin ni WWE dito. So here's the thing. So keep this in mind, no? So may mga local right holders po si WWE. So yun nga, si Peacock will stay in the United States. May ito po yung binge sa Australia at saka nga yung Disney sa Asian countries. So hindi pa natin alam kung ano yung magiging move ng mga services na yan, except Peacock na definitely magi-stay inside the States. Pero yung ibang deals like on those mentioned countries, hindi pa natin alam kung paano nga ba makaka-affecto ito sa deal na meron na pinirmahan nila sa Netflix. So, but sure, WWE Network will be shutting down by January of 2025. Sa buong states na po yan. No? When they made this official, laki ng impact nito. Panigurado ako. That's a big move din ni Disney down the road. Pero hindi natin alam kung paano nga ba mag-e-effect ito on how things will go regarding on that. Eventually, Netflix nga ba then ang kukuha ng rights sa Peacock for the WWE Network in the States? Malalaman natin, 2026. Tagal pa naman ng 2026. So, yun ang ating iisipin at aantayin down the road. So, ito nga yung balita na i-merge si WWE Network into Netflix. It's a good idea, yes, but we are not sure yet on what will happen down the road. So, yun na nga. Yun na nga ang mangyayari come 2025. Pero hindi natin alam on how these deals will be affected down the road. So, ulitin lang natin yung mga countries na may separate deals aside from Disney tsaka ng Peacock sa NBC Universal. So, si Canada meron sila sa Sportsnet Now. So, si MENA sa Saudi ito, mainly Dubai. It's on Shahid. Sa India, sa Sony Live. Sa Africa, sa Supersport, tsaka sa Showmax. Sa Australia, sa Binge. Sa Japan, sa Abema. Itong Abema, bagong-bago pa ito. So, let's see. Let's see talaga by 2025 on how things will fold coming 2025. So, daming programming ito na dapat mapunta sa Netflix come 2025. Like what I said, itong 1 year na to, magpo-process pa. Marami pang mangyayari come 2025 at marami pang pwedeng ma-process come January of 2025 and things will go left and right regarding on that deal with Netflix. But that would be great either way. That would be great. But sobrang komportable talaga ng mangyayari na ito o sobrang laki. Like at this point, sobrang huge. Kung inaasahan nyo naguguho na ang WWE or pag-iiba na ang ihip ng hangin, diyan kayo nagkakamali. Huwag nyo nang isipin. WWE is fine. I swear to God. And they're not going to leave anytime soon. Yun lang naman. So that's the Kevin Patrick follow-up that I have here and also the Netflix deal. And marami tayong aabangan the next couple of days. So, yun lang naman. Let's do some recap lang bago tayo magpunta na sa predictions natin ng Royal Rumble. So that will be interesting then down the road if we can talk about this broadcast rights and dami tayong pag-uusapan dito. So Raw, so ito na nga. So Raw, Seth Rollins addressed his future as the World Heavyweight Champion. And he said na hindi niya i-vacate yung title. So yeah. Sobrang vulnerable na ni Seth Rollins at this point. Kasi Damian Priest, hindi niya pa rin matake advantage yun. So, sobrang nakakatawa niya isipin na si Priest, aantayin niya pa ata maglanto tayo ulit si Seth bago siya mag-cash in. Aabot pa siya sa ganong point. Pucha, sobrang nakaka-dismayan at this point talaga yung ganun. Pero yan nga, Cody and CM Punk made their face-to-face and I cannot wait to see that explode at WrestleMania down the road. Pero yun lang naman ng akin ngayon, no? So, wala na ako ibang masasabi sa Raw. Pag-usapan natin ng mabilis tong NXT. So, NXT, yun, wala sa isip ko. So, NXT, nagpa-progress na rin yung build-up towards their event which is Vengeance Day na mangyayari just 1 week after ng Royal Rumble. Ayun. So, Roxanne Perez is the number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. And now, they made the match official this week. So, Roxanne and Lyra Valkyria made their contract signing and they made the match official. So, apparently, this is the one that they are advertising as the main event of the show for now. Pero we might change it down the line. So, also, Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin is now in the finals of the Dusty Classic. So the men's Dusty Classic is now in progress as well. And we could not wait to see who will be facing off against at Vengeance Day. Also, yun lang naman. Yun lang naman. So, wala na ko ibang thoughts dito. So, basta ang importante sa akin, si Baron Corbin at saka si Braun Breaker, they work as a team. It works. And the way that they are trying to team up na hindi magkasundo, but sobrang nag-work sila. I swear they need to go to the main roster immediately after this. So obviously, they're going to win it too. No? Obviously then, sila yung mananalo down the road here. So it's kind of funny din na yung sobrang genius din talaga nung team nilang dalawa. Si Corbin din nag-shine talaga on his appearance dito sa NXT, and I can see that it works more on Corbin's end kasi nag-shine talaga siya ng malala dito sa NXT. So, that's good on him. Yun, para sa akin lang, that's good on him and it's working fine for yours truly din. Yun lang naman. Pero yun, also, we have here, so Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice are now feuding against each other. Wow. I really like this feud. Sa totoo lang, magkasama sila as a tag team. And wow. Hindi sila mag-work talaga as a team. Hindi sila mag-work dalawa. Parang ang ganda kasi ni Lola Vice, tas ito si Elektra Lopez niya. Mas nag-work talaga siya as a solo. Tas ang pagiging veteran kasi ni Elektra, pas maganda pa siyang talker. So sobrang galing ni Elektra mag-talk talaga sa ring. So, kaya nag-work talaga siya matindi. I know the goal here is to put Lola Vice over. But I think both of them getting the W here. So that's why I'm really good with this feud. Sobrang gusto ko din talaga. And nag-feud talaga sila din. That's good on me. Pero ang problema lang, medyo rushed. So, medyo na-rush siya ng konti sa akin. Yes, it can be, dapat kinash in muna ni Lola Vice yung kanyang shot for the breakout. Tapos, dun lalabas si Elektra. Siguro mas mag-work siya that way. Hindi muna yung turn bago yung cash in. Siguro, yun lang yung kulang ko. Sa tingin ko, mas justified siguro yung galit ni Elektra ngayon kung nagamit yung shot niya as a object doon sa feud. Pero most likely naman gagamitin naman siya down the road. O siguro, ang distraction din kasi, ang goal lang din kasi nito is to distract Lola Vice from interfering in Lyra. That's for sure. So that's why it works. May potential pa to. Kaya lang, ang problema lang, medyo kinapos. Yun ang problema. I love Elektra Lopez. Don't get me wrong. Elektra Lopez works really well on the ring. Walang improvements, walang problema. Ang goal lang dito to establish Lola Vice more. And I know na magkasama sila parehas, so it works really well on both of them. Ang problema lang, yun yung dito. Kailangan lang i-fluid. Mas magandang execution. Yun talaga yung naging problema ko on this promo. But yeah, that was fun. Really solid. Down the road. Yun lang naman. So, ano ba pwede natin pag-usapan? So, yun lang naman. Wala naman masyado. So, Roxanne Perez is now turning heel. Yes, that's for sure. Napakainit ni Roxanne dito lately. And speaking of Roxanne, so pag-usapan na nga rin natin. So William Regal appeared for the first time since that release from AEW or since he left AEW. Yun na nga. So he appeared for the first time to announce that Ava, The Rock's cousin, ay The Rock's daughter, baka ma-emphasize yun ng mabuti, The Rock's daughter is now the general manager of NXT. So that was her first main responsibility as the GM of NXT. So wala pa akong impression on her as the GM kasi so far she's good. Pero hindi siya umaabot sa Regal levels. Pero also sinabi din ni William Regal, no? On the face-off nilang dalawa ni Eva that he will help her down the road sa kanya mga decisions that she will do on the road here, no? For sure. Pero yun lang naman. Sa akin, NXT, I cannot wait to see more regarding on the Vengeance Day build-up. Maganda siyang pang-build. And I could not wait to see more of Lullabies. May potential pa tong feud talaga. I can say it here. May potential yung feud nila. Medyo kulang lang on how they can execute the story really well. Siguro, I get what they are trying to do here with their feud right now. But I don't think it works really well right now. It's flat pa. Sobrang flat. But yun. Pero yan lang naman sa akin. At least, yun lang naman sa akin sa ngayon. Pero, wala naman ako nakikitang mali din sa build-up. Pero yan lang naman. So, Dynamite, yes, hindi ko na siya isasama na i-reviewin. Kasi, hindi ako nasatisfy sa Dynamite this week. Yan lang, simpleng explanation ko lang. Hindi ako satisfied on Dynamite this week. Last week was a fine one. So, bigyan ko muna kayo ng context before I go to the break again. So, I like tawag dito? Gusto ko yung harapan nila, ano ba tawag dito? Gusto ko yung harapan between Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm. I really like that. Especially yung paghati ng screen. I really like it. So, ayun. That was a fun one. Pero, yun. I really love it. Down the road, I could not wait to see more of that. Pero, yun. Maraming potential talaga. Maraming potential. Yung AEW show na to this week. Good lord. Yung Copeland versus ay nako, Copeland. At this point, di ko na alam kung paano kita i-defend. Joke lang. Si Adam Copeland, to be fair, I really love his open challenges. No? I really love it. Pero medyo ang laki talaga ng gap ng AEW this year compared sa mga stories that they left last year. Sobrang laki ng gap. As in, pababa ng pababa yung levels ng mga feuds that AEW has. And it's just disappointing to me. At least to me, it's just disappointing to the fact na hindi na talaga viewable yung AEW programming on my eyes. At least in my eyes. But I can still watch it, pero not the same as I used to. Yan talaga masasabi ko. Yun. So, going back nga to AEW, the Deonna Purrazzo Toni Storm thing was a solid one. Hindi ko nga lang natapos kasi medyo nare-renda na ako kay Toni Storm. I hope though that Deonna wins the title soon. I cannot wait to see more of that face-off between Deonna and Toni. Also, to add then, I didn't like the gimmick na hawak ngayon nila Matthew and Nick. Putang na mga pangalan kasi yan. Tatawagin daw sa airport. Ayun, si Matt at Nick Jackson, Young Bucks, fuck them. Wala. Di talaga ako impressed sa turns na to. And the funny part here, so Sting and Darby, they are getting title shots in 2 weeks for the tag title. So it might lead to a title match at full Revolution. And I can say that is the saddest main event of AEW history. I can tell that. I can say that confidently here on the podcast. And it's just sad to say. Actually. Ayun, yun lang naman. So, TNA Wrestling. So, di ko pa napapanood yung buong TNA Impact this week. But, Okada is appearing in TNA. Keep in mind that he is not appearing at the Royal Rumble. Just to remind you all, bago tayo mag-continuity dito. Pero, yan, that will be great down the road on Okada seeing in AEW or WWE. No? Yun lang naman. So, with that, we can now go to our next commercial break. Para man ako ganang pag-uusapan sa AEW. So, yeah. I cannot wait to predict Royal Rumble. And as we go on our commercial, let's check our bunkmates on Bunk Collective.
Naguulat mula sa shore na kasing pretty ko.
Bringing you the latest and greatest.
And diving deep into the cool waters
of BLs and GLs.
And every kind of love there is.
We are the Shippers. Sail with us as we watch our favorite queer love stories.
And update you about the latest every week.
Kaya tara, sakay na as we sail the open seas.
With new episodes Mondays and Wednesdays on all major podcast streaming platforms.
Sakay na you. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuki.
That was the OG, Mo Twister, promoting this podcast. If you like Korean pop culture, or know someone who does, then get into it, and visit our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages at the Kingdom Pod PH.
We're proud to tell you that this is one of the premier shows to go to for your weekly dose of K-pop. So drop everything and listen to the Kingdom Podcast. Available in all your podcast streaming platforms.
Join us!
Ayun, welcome back to the show. Wow, welcome back. So, yun na nga. Ayan, again, welcome back to the Main Event Mark Podcast. My name is Angelo again. And now, it's time to predict this year's WWE Royal Rumble. So this will be the last premium live event or last Royal Rumble premium live event that will be aired on Disney Plus here in the Philippines. I hope that by next year it's on Netflix na. So yeah. So this event will take place at the Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg in Florida, not Tampa, just to be clear. Ayun. So the winner of this event will be rewarded a title match that can be earned at WrestleMania 40. So these matches that we have, so currently there are 4 matches. That's obviously not predictable. Some of the matches are predictable then. And keep in mind that this event will be televised exclusively on Netflix in the Philippines, Disney Plus in the Philippines. Hindi pa tayo Netflix, guys, just to be clear. Peacock in the United States and WWE Network elsewhere around the world. Okay, so let's start with Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. So Logan Paul is really punchable. That's I can assure you guys. Sobrang punchable talaga ni Logan Paul sa totoo lang. And it works on his gimmick that he has right now. Sobrang punchable niya. So, Kevin Owens won the tournament noong December until January. So, he was crowned as the number 1 contender for the US title. That it will be depended at the Royal Rumble. So, do you guys think that this is the perfect time to dethrone Logan Paul? And I can say no. Because there's only one who can dethrone Logan Paul. And that's LA Knight. Definitely. Yeah. Fuck. Yun. So, for now, I'm going to predict it to Logan Paul. Yun lang naman. Then, next is the 4-way for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. It's Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles fighting for the title. So, it's kind of obvious naman na Roman is winning this match with or without his cousins. Kasi ang punto lang naman dyan is siya yung magre-retain. Siya yung mananalo dito definitely. So, yun lang naman. So, we have the Women's Royal Rumble. So, currently, ang announced for the Women's Royal Rumble ay 4 lang. Wow! We are getting 4. So, it's Bayley, Nia Jax, Becky, and Bianca Belair. So, based on these 4, obviously naman, the only thing that I can say it's Bayley actually. To set the continuity for the WrestleMania between her and Io Sky, I think Bayley should win the Rumble first. And that would be great for me. Becky can get her title match over Rhea Ripley nang hindi niya napapalanunan yung Royal Rumble. So, yun lang sa akin. So, I think Becky and Nia also can get her title shot against Rhea Ripley since nag-intention na rin siya na kay Rhea magka-cash in if she won the Royal Rumble. But I was thinking that it's time for Bayley as well to win the Royal Rumble and to cement her legacy as one of the best then sa SmackDown. And yun, to cement her as well as one of the Hall of Famers and Grand Slam champions in the process. Yun, so it's Bayley para sa akin. So ito, Men's Royal Rumble. So we have 8 names so far. 8 names that was announced for the Men's Royal Rumble. So it's Cody, Punk, Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, and Kofi Kingston and Damian Priest. So, 8 lang silang na-mention and na-announce. So, it's kind of interesting then on how they are going to proceed with this Royal Rumble this year. Unlike the women's, ang daming possible or possibilities when it comes to the Men's Royal Rumble. So, it might be Cody for the continuity of his story, but he can earn that too by winning the Elimination Chamber. Punk, the reason that he returned is to win the WWE Championship and to main event WrestleMania. To win the Rumble then. That's his agenda. Gunther, definitely the most dominant on the bracket or the field that they have right now or we have right now. Definitely he is the most trended superstar and protected then as well. So on this lineup that we have right now, 3 dito yung mga former Royal Rumble winners. So it's Cody, Punk, Cody, Nakamura, and Drew. It's interesting too na konti lang yung nag-announce. So based on this bracket alone or this lineup alone, I can say that it might be Punk or Gunther winning the Royal Rumble. But I'm leaning on Gunther. Kasi Gunther, mas nag-prove siya eh. Mas convincing pati yung kanyang proves. Bakit nga ba kailangan niya manalo ng Royal Rumble? He is the dominant champion currently and he doesn't stop right there. So para sa akin, Gunther might win the Rumble or Punk might be the one who will win the Royal Rumble. And there's no other superstar who can convince me who will win the Royal Rumble. But it might be. It might be soon, but based on what we got on the final episode of Raw before the Royal Rumble. Ayun. So it might be Punk talaga or Gunther is winning the Royal Rumble. Pero malalaman natin down the road. So yun na lang ang aking predictions. Let us know who do you think will win the Royal Rumble. Let us know on the podcast or social media platforms. That's on MEMWrestlingPod. So that's all of our social media platforms here on the podcast. So let us know kung ano yung mga predictions nyo down the road regarding on that in our end. So, wala tayong picks of the week since na-announce ko na siya noong last episode. So, yun yung ating picks of the week sa ating pod. Pero next week sa Royal Rumble episode natin, doon tayo magkakaroon ng picks. At doon ko na rin i-announce na episode 200 na tayo. Yay! Yan lang naman. So you can follow and support this show on the podcast. That's MEMWrestlingPod on all of the social media platforms. Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Tsaka also sa threads din, pakisupport din, MEMWrestlingPod. And also on YouTube. So it's youtube.com/MEMWrestlingPod. And also, pakisupport na din ng podcast. Yung nating last episode 198. We talked about the Netflix deal further on that episode. So, doon natin mas napag-usapan yon. And yun, support na rin yung ating Patreon sa PWPH, Pro Wrestling PH Club. That's PWPH Select. That's our new Patreon that we have for our community sa Pro Wrestling PH Club. You can support that. That's patreon.com/PWPH Select. So, iba pang ganap. So, wala naman Royal Rumble sa Disney Plus. If you want to watch it on Disney Plus, you can watch it on Disney Plus. You can watch it too on our friends from the Wrestling Podcast. Meron silang viewing party sa Skinny Mike's doon sa may BGC. They also have viewing party din sa may Hobby Stadium sa may New Manila and Quezon City. And yun na naman, you can watch it on Disney Plus. You can watch it on the WWE Network with the Tagalog commentary. If you want to watch it in English, you can watch it on Disney Plus here in the Philippines. Yun lang naman. So, for my personal social media platforms, that's AG Pinera on Twitter, X, and on Instagram. Sa threads, pakisupport din AG Pinera on X and on Instagram. Yun lang naman sa akin. For now, I cannot wait to see how Royal Rumble will fold. And yun lang naman. Thank you very much for listening on this podcast. Again, my name is Angelo here. For now, stay safe, stay reso. See you on the next episode of the podcast. Goodbye for now.